Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, my crafty folks. I'm Maya, and this is greenARTS. Welcome to my Completionist series. Ooh, that mic is very much in my face. This is where we take some of my projects of my students that weren't finished, and we complete them here live. So let me show you a couple of pieces that we already worked on. Here we are. Yeah, so a lot of these pieces already had most of the pieces cut out. It was just up to me to finish them up. And this was the last one that we did. I super love it. We went a little bit rainbowy with the stitches, going from orange to red to pink to orange again, light orange, and then the yellow on top, which I thought was a really cute way to kind of bedazzle this gray shark. Can everyone hear me okay? Doing a sound check. My levels are good on my stream manager, so hopefully you can hear me well also. Yeah. And then this little guy was mostly done. We just added the cookies and finished sewing him together. We did little French knots for the chocolate chips in the cookies, which I thought was really cute. And then this piece, we did a couple, maybe like at the end of last week. And it was only this flower part, and then we added all the extra stuff and a little strap and a little button for closure because it's a little bag. Anyway, these are some of my favorites out of what we've made so far. And now we get to go through a couple more of the unfinished projects and see what we can finish. I pulled some out. I kind of was going through them because some of the stuff was just scrap. We've got a couple of almost finished projects. I may have to tie off and do new threads on some of these. There's a big heart type, what do you call it, theme going. In fact, I have a lot of pieces with hearts on them right now. I have this, and these hearts, and then a little zipper bag that we can continue putting the zipper on, and then this little guy, which I love the shape of this like lizard. He's totally cool, but there were pieces cut out of this, so we'll have to figure out what we're going to make with this. We may have to just like maybe cut it out and attach it onto something else. I'm not sure. So the things I'm not sure about, I'm just going to set aside. And let's focus on the things that we have more ideas about how we could complete them. We also have this like little whale cut out. And I had this one eye floating around, and I thought, would this be too big? This eye, would that be too big for this little whale? Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe we could cut it in half. Oh, no. We would cut the thread if we cut it in half. I was going to say maybe we could do like two eyes kind of like that. But that looks a little bit weird. Maybe we don't do anything with this one eyeball. Not everything can be saved. And then this one I thought was super cool. In fact, this could probably be an easy fix. Or not fix, but like complete. This student kind of created this 3-dimension bedroom. And the last thing that I see that is to be sewn on here is this little dresser. And no, not too big. That egg needs bacon. That egg does need bacon. You're absolutely correct. In fact, we could do that definitely. Anyway, but this, if we sew this backside to the back wall and the bottom piece to the floor, when you close it and open it, it will pop this little dresser into the open position. So this is a really easy fix. We might end our stream with this if we only have like 10-15 minutes left. So I'm going to put that one aside just for now. And since I heard interest in this one, we are going to put some bacon on this and maybe like a little piece of toast. Maybe this can be a little pouch where you go out to breakfast and you bring a little breakfast money in your pouch. Anyway, yeah, let's get started on that one then. This is what I love about participation, is that once I hear you are interested in something, that's what I want to work on. We'll come back to those hearts later as we bedazzle our beautiful bag here. The first thing I need to do is I just want to make sure that I know where the bottom is so we don't sew things past the bottom point and then it would be stuck on the back of the bag. So I always put a pin just to let me know where my designs should finish. So I'm going to keep all of the design up above that line. And I have some really cool zippers that are a little bit more fun than this one, but I might change out. We'll see. So, bacon. We need some red. Oop, that's red. We need a little bit of white. All right. And let's cut a couple of bacon strips. Look at this piece. Looks like it is ready to go. So when I do my bacon, I always like to do kind of like a couple of wavy lines in it, because bacon is not very square, kind of wiggly in and out on the edges. Let's see here. Maybe we'll do slightly shorter piece. And then I can cut a little strip of fat. And you just want to, I don't know, make it a little bit interesting. Give it some, what would you call it? Give it some direction. So we can kind of just match it to that. And cut off that end. Voila. Cut these ends off. How's the music? Can you even hear the music? I have the music in my ears, so I can hear it, but I was listening to the past streams and the music seemed a little bit loud, so I did turn it down this time because I just didn't want it to be too loud. I don't want to distract. Okay, let's pull some, well, that's pink. Let's pull some red thread from my messy threads. And I'm going to pull 2 off. All right. I'm going to pinch my thread between my fingers. Place the needle and blossom up. Always leaving my loose thread short and my end with my knot. I'm going to let that be the long one. And let me just pin this in. For now, I'll just be sewing on the red part of the bacon. I'm going to start from the back side so my knot is hidden. And I'm just going to do the running stitch all around the edge. And we'll get a little bit of bacon on this egg. I think too, we could put a little piece of toast on the other side. That would look nice. I am layering this a little bit. I thought it would look nice for the bacon to kind of sit over the egg. Yeah, because the egg is sewn on there, so I can't really put the bacon under the egg. Is my voice okay in this stream? Not too loud, not too quiet? I'm finally having not to worry so much about the tech end, and I can focus more on the sewing and the things that I really enjoy, which is crafting. Right. Very good. Oh, I get the sound is fine. Thank you for letting me know. All right, I'm just skipping the white part of the bacon as I'm sewing on with the red thread. Coming to the end of my thread here, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and tie it off. Going to the closest stitch on the back side, creating a loop and going through the loop. All right, 2 knots. All right, let's get a little bit more red. So if you're wondering why I have all of these threads, they's basically left over from class. And some of these threads, people don't think they can still be used, but they are still fine. They're just a little bit wrinkly, which is fine. Not a problem. So when you're separating the 2 strands away from the 6 strands, or the other 4 strands, it's like 6 total strands with embroidery thread, just pull them apart slowly because they will want to spin and get a little bit messy. But if we do it slow, we can kind of let it unravel as it is being separated. All right. A little bit more red thread to continue our bacon. Just put that out of the way for a moment. Get our stitches back on track. I think this red is slightly different color than the other red, but that's okay. That's what makes these projects so unique, is they're very diverse in thread colors and felt colors. Even if the same person was making the same project, they would be a little bit different. At least that's what I find. We are not machines. We all have our own special flair or style to put into our projects. Ooh. Go. All right. Getting this bacon attached. And then once I finish doing this red thread, before I start sewing on the white, part of the bacon fat. I'm going to pull out a couple of zippers so we can see which zipper we would like to add on to here, because the way this was sewn on is not exactly correct. And if I'm going to sell it in the Etsy store, the zipper has to be functional. So I will replace the zipper. But the rest of the style should be staying, you know, the integrity of the rest of the style should stay. All right. Let's do a couple more stitches on top here with the red. The new zippers I have also have a cute little ring at the end of the zipper. So it's kind of like it makes a nice little handle for you to grab the zipper. All right. That was a little bit hard to see, that stitch, because it was red on red. I do remember that I said I would try to do more contrasting colors to help you guys see it more. So I will remember that for the next thing that we sew on, which will be the fat. So let's see. Okay, let me pull out the zippers so you can see the zippers. Here they are. When I say these are cute zippers, I mean adorable. Look at that. So we have a couple of different colors that we could go. Maybe we want to stay with some of the same colors. Let's see, I think like these. I don't think I want to introduce purple. And blue and yellow, maybe not so much. So like maybe between these three zippers to replace the zipper closure on top there. Maybe those will be good. I think the other colors are like a little too like bright. So I like these. There's a little bit more mellow. Plus we have this beautiful burgundy, so it might look nice. So I'm going to type in here, let's see. I'll do white, gray, yellow, and mustard. Would that make sense? And then you let me know what you're interested in. So white, okay. Should zipper be, oops, white, gray, yellow, or mustard? Mustard, question mark. All right. So I'm putting the question out to the chat to see which color zipper you would like to see on this. And now I will continue sewing on this fat with white. I mean, what other color could I sew the fat on with? I mean, I guess I could do like a taupe. Oops, my goodness. I could do taupe, but with the camera that almost shows just as little. Let's see here. I am going to do white. Let's see here. So yeah, see how the threads slowly have to unravel from each other. If you do it too fast, then you get a knot. But a lot of times you can just smooth out that little raveling of thread. All right. So if you can't decide what color zipper, I will, but we still have the toast to put on, so we have a minute. I was worried that we were running out of projects to work on. because I've been running through these so fast. But I think we'll be okay. We do have quite a few projects, and I found one project that's nearly finished, but I'm kind of saving that for the end. And then I think we'll just be moving into some other projects that I have going. Like there's a couple of things that I will post on my Facebook page and my YouTube page to let you know one of the projects, which is not a student project, but something that I've been thinking about as I've been working on these projects. So a little bit later, I'll let you know as we get to the end of these kid projects. And then I'm hoping to just move into other crafts, like when it becomes more seasonal, like in fall. I'm hoping to do some Christmas tree topper angels, with the porcelain heads. I used to make those, and they were super cute. My friends wanted me to sell them, but I like to make them and give them away. It's not really something I like to sell because each one is custom for the person that I make. It's kind of hard to make a Christmas angel when I don't have a person in mind, because I like to customize the angel to that person's interests or heritage or whatever. So, but yeah, so hopefully we'll be getting into making some Christmas angels when it's seasonal. What else? A couple of things. If you guys are interested, I have a quilt that I did not finish, and it has a lot of embroidery that needs to be done to it. It's cowboy theme. And I'm basically just doing all the designs on the quilt with chain stitch. So it's nice and thick, but it's drawn out of horse, cowboy boots, some cactus, a cowboy hat. I just lost interest, I think, in the quilt after a while. So maybe I'll bring that up and try to finish some of that live on stream. We'll see. Really, it depends on what you guys are interested in seeing. Your participation is always appreciated, and I take your comments into consideration when I am working on these pieces. All right. Getting to the top of this bacon. Do a little stitch on top. And then let's go down the other side. I'm going to stagger my stitches so they're not in line. Make it a little bit more haphazard since it is bacon. I don't know why it would be haphazard if it's bacon, but that's just what my brain told me. I like the red on red for the bottom bacon. Dark yellow zipper. Taupe for the fat is good. Oops. And a coffee cup. From the top view on the left bottom. Ooh. I like that. Okay, well, I did do white on the bacon instead of the taupe, but let's see. You like this, the red and the dark yellow? I think that's a good choice because it goes very nicely with the burgundy. So we'll pull those aside. And now we have our choice. Thank you. Yeah, I'm learning that when I do put out a little poll or a question, I have to give it time for people to answer because, people might be watching and doing other things. So I definitely, there's a learning curve. So I like to give time for the answers. So thank you. And I love that idea about the coffee cup viewed from above on the bottom right, bottom left. Yep, I like that idea. Okay, let's just get this bacon finished. Oh, my thread's getting so short. Oop. Okay. Let's see, how many stitches can I get in here before I really have to tie off is the question. Okay, that was my last stitch because my needle's going to fall off my thread. Oh, 2 more stitches. 2 more stitches and we'll be done. I'm taking it to the limit. I just want to get a couple more stitches in here. Oh yeah. And then we'll tie off. Okay, just enough thread to tie off. So I'm going to go underneath the closest stitch just to create a loop. And then I go through the loop. Look how messy the back looks already. Okay. While we are back here, let me go ahead and cut the zipper. And the reason why I'm cutting the zipper off too, I'll let you just know, is when we have a lot of loose threads like this, they can get caught in the zipper, and then you know how it is when you get a thread or something caught in the zipper, it just does not work well. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove a few of these stitches, and then we'll be able to pull the stitch out completely. Cool. All right. And I'm going to use the back of my needle to pull some of these threads out. Hello, got a little knot there. I usually don't use the front of my needle because the front of the needle is too pointy and it'll tear up the fabric. Let's see. Let's make quick work of this. Right. Zippers are a tricky thing. They have to be put on just right because, like I said, you don't want any threads getting caught up in the zipper. There we go. All right, let's get rid of all these little thread pieces. And I'll just put this zipper back in my zipper box. And Lisa, do you think still toast though, or no toast with coffee? Oh yeah, that's gonna look super nice. Right? Okay, so let's see. If we were gonna do a coffee cup, first we would need the color of the coffee, right? We need the color of the coffee. I have a scrap box of a whole bunch of fabrics in here. So I'm trying to maybe pull out cafe au lait. I don't know if I have like a dark brown for the coffee. And then for the mug, we might end up just going white. Let's see. Maybe that one. So either or, toast works or coffee works. Let's cut out both and see what works, because maybe we can just do a little toast. on the side. It's kind of cute. All right. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? The white on white won't look good. So let's not do our mug white. What could be a good color for a mug? We definitely have, we definitely have the gray. Maybe an orange mug. Would that work? And then have like a little coffee in it. I wonder if that would read as a mug. Let's give it a try. So first, let's cut a smaller piece. We're going to want the handle too. Okay. So let's like cut the handle. I'm going to cut the handle first. And then the way I cut circles from a square is I kind of just cut a square and then I turn the piece of fabric in my hand in a circular motion, kind of cutting off the corners of the square. And it usually gives me a pretty decent circle. Come on. My scissors are getting a little bit dull. It's kind of small. Let's see. Maybe like here. And then what's really going to sell it is the coffee inside the cup. So again, I'm going to cut myself a little square, right? You start off with a pretty good square. All you need to do is cut off those edges. Oh, you think a black mug? Okay, let me see. First, let's just cut the coffee circle to put inside of our mug. I guess I don't think of black as a color to put on a project, but that's not to say it wouldn't be a good choice. Though the orange does kind of look good. I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller to make the rim of our coffee cup look bigger. Because I like this orange. I'm going to sell you on the orange, Lisa. Check it out. Okay. A little bit more on this side. Come on. Look at that coffee mug. I love it. I'm doing both. I'm doing the toast and the coffee. Okay. Because toast is super easy. We're going to just do a little piece on the side right here. And we'll put a little pat of butter. We're doing the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards with our breakfast here. All right. Look at that. Our cute little bread with our rounded corners, because you know this is homemade. Look at that. I'm loving it. Oh, I want it to be a little bit shorter. Shorter and stockier. There we go. Little toast. I go with my gut. Well, yeah, true. And then, let's see. I don't want to pick the same as yellow as the yolk, so I'm going to go a little bit lighter. And I'm going to cut out a little pat of butter. Ooh. A little pat of butter. And of course, I want the edges to be Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit low there. I want the edges to be rounded off because it's kind of melty. Oop. That's a big pat of butter. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. So it does not dwarf the toast. How's that? Not bad. Not bad at all. Excuse me. My nose is itchy. How is that? I like it. I wonder if we need a little bit of a dark color around the edge of the brown. Let's see. Like just a little bit of crust. I know, I'm all about the details now, right? But this is what really sells a project, when you have all the little details in there. All right. Get that little crust. So notice I just pinned my piece onto the other piece, and I'm just going to cut this, but just ever so slightly larger. All right. I think now it looks a little bit more finished, but loving the coffee cup suggestion. This is what I love about collaboration, because I don't think I would have thought about the coffee cup. And so I'm super happy that somebody did. And I think that is it, right? So I always like to kind of look at everything, look at the composition, see how I like it. I mean, I guess maybe we could put like the toast maybe up here and the coffee down here. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at the picture here on top of my screen. Moving that around so it's a little bit more even. Oh, I think I kind of like it on the bottom. Ooh, I like that idea. Maybe we could do like a little swirl in the top of the coffee, like a cappuccino. I love it. All right. Well, I think this is the design. So let's go ahead and sew it on. And I'll just clip all these pieces together too. Did it go all the way through? Yeah. All right. There we go. Let's do it. Let's get a nice bright orange for the coffee cup, and we'll start with that. And then for the swirl on top of the coffee, let's see. Do we have... I'm trying to think if we have like a lighter tone. Let me see here. Ooh, I gotta reach. More thread. Just looking to see if I have any other lighter color threads. That might work better. Okay. Oh, we got a lot going on today with this little purse. You like that design? Sweet. Yeah, you and I, Lisa, we have collaborated now on 2 bags. So that's fun. Okay. So my orange is a little bit brighter, so we will be able to see the orange on our coffee cup. Oops, what happened? I think I went too close to the edge there. Let's try that one more time. Oop. What time is it? Okay, we're doing great on time. We're only 40 minutes in. Where does the time go? It goes by so quickly. Okay, I think I got too close to the edge here, so it did like a funky thing on the end of my handle, which I did not like. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the running stitch to go around the edge. In fact, odds are I'm probably going to do the running stitch on all of these except for on the top of the cappuccino. I'm going to I'll either do a swirl or shall I attempt to do kind of like a heart-shaped swirl. Ooh, I kind of like that idea. Slightly more challenging, but I'm up for the challenge. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to do the running stitch all around the middle of this coffee cup rim. Nice little stitches. I wonder if this student, when they were originally making this bag, thought it would be so cool and elaborate with all these things on it. I think that's kind of the fun of it, you know, seeing how awesome we can make these projects. Because I have what we call, I can kind of see a project, how it'll end up. So I kind of have that like futuristic sight where I will see the beginning of a kid's project or a student's project, and I can project my sight into the future to see how it'll turn out. Of course, it's a projection on my part, but I have like that vision where I could see, oh yeah, this is going to be a very cool little project, which I think is good to have. So you can kind of keep the student on track, even though they might not see the vision, you see the vision. Exactly. Okay. So you like the idea of possibly getting a little fancy with the cappuccino swirl? Make it into like possibly a little bit of a heart shape, which we do kind of have a heart theme going with all of these other hearts. All right, to the end. Ooh. I got myself good there. Right. How is the music? Can you even hear the music? We come to the end of our little mug. I'm going to put the music up just a wee bit. If that's okay. All right. Oops. Some ask, why are my streams 2 hours? And 1 hour just doesn't seem long enough to complete an actual project. Right. So that's why we do 2-hour stream. And plus, not everyone can come in at the same time, so some people will show up a little bit later. And remember, you can always find these as videos on my channel later to watch if you can't make it at 9 a.m. in the morning. All right. There we go. I like it. I think we're going to use this for the swirl in the coffee. But hold on, I'm going to get a sip of coffee first. I always seem to rush. It's just my style. I am the fire horse. It's the year of the fire horse, and I'm a fire horse. So it's pretty cool. It's going to be an interesting year. Just taking a moment to breathe before we attempt that swirl. I think I have an idea of how I want to do it. I just kind of have to think it through a little bit. But I think I'm going to definitely do the running stitch. No, not the running stitch, the back stitch, which is basically a stitch that we just share the whole of the previous stitch, so it kind of looks like a continuous line. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm just procrastinating here for a moment with my coffee. Okay, I'm ready. So we're going to use a slightly lighter thread so you can see it. Because we're writing a line or sewing a line, I'm just going to do 3 and 3. So it'll be just a little bit thicker than normal, so we can see it a little bit better. And let's see. I am thinking about the configuration of this heart. And I don't know if I should do it like the point of the heart pointing towards the handle, or if I just kind of ignore the direction of the handle and I just kind of make the heart directional to the person that's looking at the bag. Any preferences? As I look at the chat. In 5 minutes, I'll get my answer. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So I think, gosh, I'm gonna draw it out, because sometimes you just have to see it in order to decide. So I'm looking for a piece of paper. Hold on 1 second. Oops. Okay, I'm back. I am back. And here's my pencil. So the circle's about this big. So I think I want my heart to kind of look like one of those, the ones where they make a circle. Oh, that is so light. Let me get a pen. Ah. So this is the top of my coffee cup, right? And I want to make the heart so it looks like how they do, where they'll make like a circle and then they'll drag a toothpick through the circle and it'll like make a heart like that, if that makes sense. Camera. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's what I'm going to do, but now I have to figure out the orientation of my heart. These are all the decisions you have to make when you are making something on your own, like not following instructions, which I do find invigorating, but sometimes it does take you a minute to figure it out. So I guess what I'm saying here, in my mind, do we face the heart towards the person, towards the person that's looking at the bag? Because this is the bottom and the zipper's on top. Or do we do it like in the configuration of like the handle or something like that? Yeah. Decisions. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Does it make you hungry? Yeah. Oh, you say that facing the egg a little bit like that would be good? Yeah, that too. Like if the person was left-handed and they pick up the coffee mug and they drink it, that heart would be facing them. So I think that's good. Excellent. All right. Loving the participation. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a light line for me to follow. You probably won't be able to see this line, but I will. Okay, I got my knot. So let's start from center of our heart. And I'm just gonna, let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. Let's see if my camera behaves today. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to come in a little bit more so you could see. So first we're going to kind of do the arch of the right part of the heart, right? I want these stitches to be kind of small. And I'm sharing the very same hole, right? We're going to go ahead and create this arch. Coming out a little bit. In the same hole. All right. And now we're going to start tapering to the middle at the bottom of this heart. Okay. And come down to find my point. And then to drive it home, like that somebody dragged a toothpick through there, I'm going to come down and kind of make the end of the heart like, excuse me, a little bit long, like that, right? Now I'm just going to work up my other side of the heart. Oops. Came undone. Do, do, do. Okay. How we doing? Yeah. Very cool. All right. So, and then we're just going to do the reversed. We're going to swing out to make that left side of the lobe of the heart. I'll take this pin out. It's kind of in the way now. Swing it out. Without having it drawn on there, getting the heart completely symmetrical might be challenging, but not impossible. All right. Still coming out a little bit. And then, oops, I'm getting caught on my toast here. And now, let me change the angle in my hand a little bit to help me get the shape right. Uh-oh. Okay, that last stitch, not so great on the angle. I change. The back stitch is a challenging stitch to undo, I have to admit. There we go. But not impossible, just challenging. Okay. Let's make sure I get this right where I want it. Okay, so that was too far in. The angle was too far in for me to make the heart feel round on top. That's better. Now I can go a little bit higher. Oh my goodness. I am not getting my stitches in where I want them. But this is the great thing about having your tail free, which is what I call the end of our thread, the tail, because then I can just pull it out and rethread it and do the stitch over. Okay, here we go. I'm coming to this end here. And now we're coming to the inside of the heart. Coming down to this tip. Excellent. And then I'm going to kind of do a little, I think like a little stitch here to make it look like somebody dragged a toothpick down through the heart, and maybe another stitch down here too. So it looks like the heart's been extended. Let's see. Does that work? Did I do it? Did I make a little thing? Should we double it up? Like do another row? Or is that enough? Ooh. Get a little stretch in. That does look nice though. Maybe I'll do one more stitch down the center here. Oh, it sounds like it's raining again. I like it. That looks cute. Oh, you say double it? Okay. Why don't we double it then? Let's see. If I start up here, and we will double it. That'll definitely sell it home. Yeah. If we double it. Do, do, do. I hope it's reading well. Do, do, do. We'll have to finish up this thread soon and get a new thread. There we go. That's where I want, yeah. Yeah, it actually does look kind of nice doubled up. It definitely gives that swirl feeling that you get when they give you your little cute cappuccino. Okay, my needle's falling off the thread, so let me tie it off real quick and we'll get a new thread. Yeah, as soon as your thread falls off of your needle, especially towards the end, that's just a sign that you need to tie off and get a new thread. All right, where is that other thread? Here it is. Tie the knot on the back. And we'll push up. Beautiful. All right. And we continue on. Making sure to leave the space the same in between my first stitches and my second stitches. Fancy. Very fancy. Mm-hmm. There we go. Getting to that tip. And then, like I did before, I'm just going to do a stitch going down to kind of help sell that shape. And then coming up on the other side. Ooh, I think it's coming out real nice. I think I still will have to have a brown thread to just get the edge down of the coffee. Still. I thought maybe we could just do a little swirl in the middle, but it's not going to be enough to hold the edge down because we're kind of far away from the edge. But that's okay. This will be a very stitched cup of coffee, so this will not fall off of this purse at all. All right, coming up to the top here. Of our heart. Very good. And then I'm just going to bring the stitches a little bit closer to the center for this bit. And then, let me see, I think I want to just do one stitch kind of in the middle. What do we think? Cute. I like it. Yeah, I think that turned out real cute. And you see the back stitch actually uses up a lot of thread. You're literally doubling up your thread because you're backtracking on the stitch you just made. That allows the stitch to look continuous on this side. Yeah. All right, there we go. Let me find a little bit of brown. We'll do brown to tie down the edges of the coffee in there. That one's yours, huh? Okay. Very good. I like it. Yep, and if I haven't mentioned before, these projects will be on Etsy. And honestly, I'm not even going to put them on Etsy for a lot of money. I just want to, you know, get them to a new home. Not mine, because I've been holding on to these for such a long time. But yeah, all of these things that I've made in this series will be on my Etsy store. And the money that I do make from these will literally go back to a student through a scholarship. So you will not only be getting something cool that was a collaboration between my student, me, and the chat. Yeah, and then it'll also be for something good, you know, scholarships for kids to be empowered by art, which is basically my mission, empowering people through the arts. And really, I'm not in it to make stuff for people. I'm in it to teach people this skill so they can make their own stuff. Honestly, that's really what I'm about. I'm not about selling my stuff. I'm really about teaching people how to be creative, how to express themselves through the arts. Whether it's a sewing project or a recycled art project or just creating something practical out of something that would normally be considered trash. I mean, I'm all about repurposing things. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So working with felt, which is also kind of a repurposed material, I thought that that would be a good combination with my other art style. All right. Coming around the edge of my coffee here. I'm curious, when I have the camera on such a close-up, do you kind of get to the sensation that you are actually working on the project. Because sometimes that's how I feel when I'm watching somebody do a project really close up. Kind of makes me feel like I'm doing it. All right. Oh, we have just passed the hour mark, and I usually take a few moments to take a break at 10, and we're just past 10 a little bit. So as soon as I finish sewing on this coffee, I will I'll put us on our Be Right Back screen with a little music, and I'm going to just take a moment to get up, walk around, maybe refresh my coffee and my water. And this is always a good time for everyone to get up and walk around, as the streamers that I watch say. All right. And I'm hoping, now that I see the time, I'm hoping that we will be able to finish this project today, because we did go a little bananas on the decorating. Not a judgment, just a statement, which, you know, I love making this all look good. Okay, last stitch. And there we go. Oh yeah. So sweet. I like how we managed to get a little heart in this project too. Okay. So this is what we have so far. It's pretty amazing. I'm loving it. I'm going to take a break just for a few moments, not even a whole 5 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes tops. So if you want to get up and walk around, and I'll see you back in 5 minutes-ish. Okay. Let me remember to turn the music down and take my mute off. Okay, how's the music? Hello, hello. I am back. Just had to get up, walk around for a moment. Okay, oh my gosh. Look how cute this is turning out. Let us get some more brown thread. Did I use up all that brown thread before? And let's get this, this toast sewn on. I think I might cheat a little one on this one. And when I say cheat, I really just mean maybe cut corners a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and sew on this lighter piece, which will in turn sew the piece underneath it on also. That's what I meant by like cheating a little bit, cutting corners. Because I want to be able to get to finish this. And 40 minutes is just enough time for us to finish this. So let's just line this up a little bit better visually. Let me just focus on the toast right now, and I'll come back for that butter. Okay. Starting underneath, which will be the inside of the bag. And we're going to go ahead and sew. Now sometimes you'll see I'm going to go up and I'll go down, right, when I sew. But sometimes when you're sewing, you could do that step in one step, and I'll show you how. Let me just move that pin out of my way. So I'm going to go down the length of my stitch. Then I'm going to come back up and go through. So sometimes you can do that. It doesn't. I'm going through too many pieces right now for that to be a good way to stitch. But a lot of times when I'm just going through 2 pieces, I just like go down and then I just come back up. So going down, bend the fabric, come back up. But 3 pieces puts a long space in between my stitches, so I may not do that. I may just do it regular. Many ways to stitch, some better than others. And honestly, sometimes a stitch that's good for one kind of fabric is not good for another kind of fabric. Oops, come on, come up where I want you. There you go. Sometimes it takes a couple of times to get where you want to be, but you get there eventually. Okay. So now I'm trying to think, what color thread should we sew on the zipper with? The thread will be showing up on the edge of the burgundy. The mustard yellow, the mustard yellow of our zipper won't show so much. Maybe a little bit at the edge will be showing. So I will pull out a couple of different thread colors and we can figure out together what color we want for that. All right. How's the music? Is it the volume okay on the music? I turned it up for the break and then I turned it back down. And I remembered to put my mic back on, which is a plus. All right, we have the toast sewn on. See how fast that was? And I did both pieces in the one stitch, so we have more time for the zipper. Okay, a little pat of butter, and we'll do this pale tan for that butter. It's a little bit of a different color. All right. This piece is small enough where I'm just going to hold it down with my thumb. And I'm actually going to change it up a little bit on this stitch. I'm going to do a whip stitch, which I also call a patch stitch. When I'm not whipping off the edge, I call it a patch stitch, which you're just coming up on the color and then going down off the color that you're doing. Does it pick up the stitches? It's a little bit light. The colors do match, and I apologize for that. But this stitch will look cute. Just to mix it up a little bit. See? The stitches are just coming off the edge of the piece. And we'll do 3 little stitches per side. Doo-doo-doo. All right. There we go. Right, so thread colors for the zipper attachment. Let's see. I'm looking to see what colors might look good with the burgundy. And right now I have like a green. Even though it would be a new color to introduce, the green is a darker color like the burgundy, so it'll kind of, how would you say, it's kind of like the same tone, so it would look good on the burgundy. But let me just pull out a couple colors, and I can show you. All right, and there is the little pad of butter sewn on there. Going underneath the stitch, go through the loop, underneath the stitch, and go through the loop twice. All right. Beautiful. Oh, what happened here? Our little egg is trying to escape. All right, that's the whole front. We did it. It looks amazing. This edge is a little bit rough. Let me just come in here, oops, with my tool, and I'm just going to cut this edge. Just cut it a little bit to give it a straight edge. So I'm going to take my rotary cutter here. You pull back the little shield to expose the blade, and then you just run the blade along the edge of the ruler while pressing down. And it just took off that little edge that wasn't very nice. And now we have a nice clean edge to work with. Okay, let's get rid of this cap. Boop. Okay, and the colors to add the zipper. I thought this color might look nice. We could do brown. Kind of matchy-matchy. What else? Maybe maybe blue. Now remember, this you won't really be able to see much of the yellow. It'll be about that much showing. Green, brown, or blue? Let me put it in the chat. Should zipper be sewn on with green, brown, or blue? And we can wait a moment to hear what everyone thinks while we're waiting. I'll put those colors up there. I'm gonna back this out a little bit. Okay. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and pin this on while we're waiting. So the trick is to pin at the very bottom of the tape. See on the back side how we pinned on the bottom? And then we want to sew in between our pin and the edge of the fabric. So the pins are giving us an indication of where the tape ends. So we don't want to go below those pins when we're sewing. I think the brown or the green. Yeah, I tend to agree. Those were my first two colors that we picked. Let's just look at it. The green is a little bit more bright, so it'll pop a little bit, which actually a lot of this is kind of monochromatic, so a little pop might be nice. And the brown is like very subtle, kind of like fall into the background. And I think what we'll do is we'll do the running stitch along the top for the zipper, and then we'll do the whip stitch on the side. But we'll do it all in the same color. So green or brown? We've narrowed it down to green or brown. And I'm going to get rid of the blue. And I'm taking another sip of coffee. I don't think I had enough coffee this morning. Okay. I know whatever color I pick, Lisa, you're going to come in with the other one. But let's see. Okay, I think we're going to do green. What do you think? What do you say, Lisa? I think green. Green will look nice. Green will look. Trust the process. Okay, we're going to do green. So we are going to just split this off into two. It'll take me a full thread to do the zipper on each side. So a full thread for each side. And then and then a full strand for each side of the side of the purse. Okay, Lisa agrees. Green. Yay. We're on the same page. Okay, let's get a nice needle. I'm going to get a thin needle for this one because going through the tape of the zipper, it's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit rough. So I'm going to start my thread. I want to show you. I want to start my thread on the inside so that I'm hiding my knot on the inside of the tape, but it's not, but the knot's gonna not be, the knot will not be here. It won't be in this area. It's hidden in between the fabric and the zipper tape. This is called tape or binding, what the zipper's attached to. Okay, let's see. All right. So I'm now going to just start a nice, neat, and small whip stitch. Running stitch all along the edge of the purse here. Is my, yep, it's focusing. So the most important thing is you don't want a tangle of threads on the back side. And now I'm going to see if I can do that stitch where I go down and then I bend the fabric so I don't have to pull the thread to the back side. So down, bend, and push through. Ouch. I got myself good. Or maybe I'll go back. Oh, I like that. Yeah, do that. So I'm just going back a little bit and then going forward. Coming back a little bit and going forward. This is kind of like the between the running stitch and the back stitch, because I am going back just to create a little bit less space in between my stitches. We're looking good on the back side, no loose stitches. That's really all we have to worry about with a zipper purse, is the loose stitches on the back side will get caught in the zipper, and that's no fun, because a zipper purse is a lot of work. You know, you got so many sides to sew together, so you don't want a little thread getting stuck and ruining your zipper purse experience. Okay, we're doing good. We're going to get these zippers attached, and then we're going to get the side done. Now this purse won't have any straps. This is just a little zipper purse, like that you might carry in your bag to carry change maybe, or breakfast money. Or maybe you send your kid to lunch, to school with their lunch money in a little pouch like this. I don't know. Whatever you decide to do. All right. This is looking good. I'm coming to the end here. So when you get to the end, you just want to be mindful about where your stitches are. Making sure everything is lining up the way you want it to. Checking on the back for loose threads. There are none. Going ahead. And I'm kind of holding this with my hand now instead of a pin, because the pin was getting in my way in that moment. So we're just going to move everything out of our way while we're sewing this up. Excellent. Coming to the end here. Let's see here. How did I do that? All right. And then I'm going to come to the back here, but I'm going to fold this little tape in while I do my last stitch here, because I want to kind of get the tape away from the edge. So we'll have a nice finish there when we finish it up. Okay. It's looking a little bit messy now, but you will see when we're done how moving it away from the edge is a good idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and push my thread again on the bottom part of the tape so that when my thread is cut, any loose threads will be, again, away from the zipper. Okay, look at that. Got our little zipper purse. So cute. Now let's sew on the other side of the zipper. So the other side of the zipper is just a little bit tricky. It's all about just lining it up. Oops. See how spinny everything gets? Hold on. Yeah, gotta do it slow or it gets all twisted up. There we go. All right. How we doing? Receipts. Oh, yeah. Yeah, or like your lunch receipts. Absolutely. Whatever you need it for, that's what you can use it for. All right. So I have my thread ready to go. And now let's line up the other side. We don't need this anymore, that pin. So this is how we line up the other side. I'm going to fold this down. I'm going to bring this up to the edge. And really what I'm looking for is that these two edges line up. I want that lined up there, and I want this lined up there. Looks like they're lining up okay. I'm going to slide my hand in ever so slightly. And we want to pin this in like we did the last time, just into the bottom of the tape. Now that I have that started, I can open up the zipper to make it easier to reach into the purse. And then we're going to put the pins on the bottom of the tape that the zipper is attached to. See, again, this is the tape or the binding that the zipper is attached to. And so we have our pins showing us where the bottom of that is, so that when we're sewing, we want to make sure we don't go below that mark. Again, while we are sewing, we are going to come up in between our fabric and the tape so we don't I forgot what I was saying. So we don't get the thread caught in the zipper. Okay, I'm gonna stop about the zipper and the thread. You get the point. My teaching mind is just always wanting to repeat the same thing over and over again, and sometimes I just need to stop. All right, here we go. Sewing this other side on. Pull that out. Now we have a couple of stitches in there. Okay, in, out. There we go. So a lot of these tapes come longer than our fabric. And so the edge of the tape just needs to be folded in when we're making the bag to make sure that we don't have like some funky little edges are popping out of our bag. I tried to get smaller than 6-inch zippers, and they must be a custom order because I couldn't find anything smaller than 6 inches. And my felt comes 9 by 6. Does it come 9 by 6? No, 9 by 12. So I usually cut it in half, you know, to extend the material. And I find that the zippers are hanging off the edge. Not the actual zipper part, but the actual tape. So we just got to fold those bits in, make it look prettier. All right, let's get rid of some of these pins. Loosening up my grip on my thread so I can make my tail shorter. So I can get further in here. Oops, okay, let's get rid of that one too. All right, come in. I'm gonna fold this guy in a little bit also. It looks like this side of the bag is a little bit longer than the other side, so I might do some trimming. Let's see, I want to go here. And I'm going to secure the end of my tape. You'll see I'm struggling a little bit. The tape is actually quite thick and hard to sew through, so I'm having to pull it a little bit harder to get it through that tape, especially when the tape is doubled up. Anyway, okay, let's tie this off, and we'll hide our knot on the inside. Double knot. And pushing it to the inside. All right. Lovely. Ooh, that is looking cute. See how the yellow shows up, but not a lot. But it definitely makes a difference. I'm loving the little orangey red loop. That'll go great with your coffee cup. So now it's just about sewing up these edges, and see how this edge is a little bit longer. But you know what? I'm just gonna push them together and not worry about it too much. And see, I'm folding these edges in as we bring these two together. And then I'm gonna pin it. Come on. Going through the tape. It's a little bit tough going through the tape. All right, let's see. 15 minutes left. Did I call it or what? Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up this bag. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to finish it up with the, oh, this one has no point on it. I'm going to finish it up with the green thread on the edges. We're going to do a little whip stitch. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So I guess here is the time when I talk about, you know, if you enjoyed this stream, to definitely subscribe and hit the notification button. All the YouTubers have to do this because the algorithms will not push our content unless you guys are engaging with it. So I'll just say that. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and please hit the notification button if you want to see more of this fun, I call it like improv art, you know, we're making it together. So join me, share me, do all the things. And if you are doing crafts or parallel crafting or sewing, I have a Facebook page called greenARTS Galore, which you can join, and you can post your projects on there. I would love to see them. I am a lover of crafts, and I like to see everybody's projects. I love handmade things. You know, in a world of AI, this stuff cannot be reproduced by AI. They might be able to show you pretty little AI pictures of crafts online, but here we make them old school and by hand. So yeah, definitely consider joining me on these adventures. This series, making the kid projects, won't be along for much longer. I think we have maybe a handful of projects left. Oops. So please do chime up in the comments and let me know what you would be interested in seeing me make from scratch, or what else, or send me something on the Facebook greenARTS Galore page. Challenge me to make something. I will definitely take it into consideration. Absolutely. Okay. Let's bury this thread into the project. Again, it's kind of hard to pull it through the tape. The tape is very thick and well spun or weaved. All right. One side. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And let me get one more piece of green. It always brings me such joy when we finish these. I mean, that's the whole point of the series, to finish these projects. How are you liking it so far, Lisa? Did we do good? What did you say? A coin purse with a cheese and wine design. Oh, that could definitely be in the future. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and finish up this side. Starting with our whip stitch. Making sure to go through both sides. As I remember, one side was a little bit longer than the other, but we're going to make up for it with our stitches. I'll just stitch it together. Yeah, I like that idea. Cheese and wine on a little zipper bag. That could be one of our future projects. I like it. I also was thinking about a fishy design. A couple of my students are making fish right now. Very aquatic kind of month for projects. And I was just coming up with a cool design for a purse, a fish purse, but like, I don't know what it is, that iridescent feel I'm kind of going for, where the scales would be different colors of felt. I'll show you a picture that I kind of mocked up as soon as I am done with this little bit here. All right. Going through the hole. Going through it twice. Going down the seam. And cutting. All right. Stretching that out a little bit, and there we go. Our cute little purse. We have our little zipper purse with all of our sewing threads in there. We've got our cute little cappuccino heart made up. The original was just this egg, so we got our little bacon and toast and coffee. So sweet. Thank you, Lisa, for helping me create this together. That's what it's all about. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we actually finished on time. So next time we'll probably end up working on a couple more of these projects. I've run out of time today to start a new one, but look what we accomplished. Such a great little design that we made together, kind of inspiring each other with the colors and what we'll put on it. So again, thank you for joining me on this Completionist series. My name is Maya, and this is greenARTS, and I do crafting, sewing, recycled art, all kinds of stuff like that will be available to watch on this channel. I have about 30 videos already here for you to watch, and these live streams also are shared on my, or kept on my YouTube channel for you to watch. Again, the channel is greenARTS, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday again at 9 a.m. for us to do this all over again with a new project. Thank you so much for joining me. Here, let me get to my face camera. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.